Hi, and welcome to Strategic Targeting. I'm your host, Rick Grant. Now, one of the issues that faces every company right now is the difficulty in maintaining and in recruiting good people. But even if you can solve that problem and get past it, you still have the problem of keeping them healthy in a high stress environment. To talk about that issue today, I've got Thom Walters with us. He's a meditation instructor and expert and the host of two podcasts, Zen Commuter and Calmer in 5. We'll be back to talk with Thom right after this. Thom, thanks for being with us today. Now,
thank you so much for having me. What a treat. I'm very excited for our talk.
All right. Now, generally, I don't share with the audience all my familial relationships, but you're my brother. I'm very proud of that, and I'm very proud to have you on the show today, Thom.
Well, thank you. It was funny because real briefly, I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, I wonder if I should let people know that you and I are family. I'm like, yeah, they'll figure it out.
They'll figure it out. All right. Now, this issue today, this is pretty serious, right? We've got a high stress environment. It's a down market in general. We don't know if we're going to be facing some more negative economic news in the future. People are stressed. Talk to us about this issue, Thom.
Well, stress obviously isn't just impacting one segment of the globe or world or country. It affects us all over. And yes, we're talking about business and we're talking about the workplace, but the stress that we find in those places, you're going to take it home. So if we don't deal with it either in the workplace or at home, it's going to have negative consequences, as you talked about. It's going to impact our health. It's going to impact for businesses, their bottom line. It'll be tougher to keep people. And the people that stay will, much like you said, either get sick or become somewhat disgruntled because of the never-ending stress that we face. So thankfully, there are ways to address that. And that's what we're going to talk about today.
Well, good. And I want to get into that, Thom. But first, you deal with a lot of individuals. You train people in meditation. You train people in mindfulness. Are you also working with companies?
I am. Yep, exactly. In fact, that's my one of the targets I'm looking at right now, helping people in the workplace. In fact, I've got a course that's going to be coming out in a couple months dealing just with that, using meditation in the workplace to help people become calmer and just more focused, creative, and increase their level of emotional intelligence.
Excellent. Excellent. So many companies need that. So when you go in to talk to someone, how does that conversation go?
Many times people seek me out and it's totally bottom line. It's not really stress related. It's more thinking about creativity, attentiveness, focus. Obviously stress comes into it, but they want to, much like many companies, they want to get more out of their employees. They want them to be kind of top notch, hacking this, hacking that, so they can really dive down and, have a good ROI, making a good investment in their company through their employees. So they come to me looking to increase those things, and obviously mitigation of stress is going to help in a lot of ways too. So that's kind of like a perk of the things that they ask me to do. So
I like that, Thom. So it's not just a response to a problem in the industry. It's also a strategic approach to creating a stronger team.
Correct.
I like that a lot. Now, what are the risks in the workplace if we don't deal with this now and deal with it effectively?
Well, one of the things we talked about obviously is stress. So that's going to impact our level of health. So obviously if your workforce is out, they're not producing. But it goes beyond that. Like I said at the beginning in the introduction, stress impacts all of us. So if we are stressful in the workplace, then we bring stress home to our other relationships, whether it be kids, family members, significant others, even family. And with that level of stress, obviously, we're going to create tension in those relationships, which could upset those relationships, maybe even possibly end those relationships, which of course will make its way into the workplace, and people will not be focused. They will not be attentive. They won't be producing as much as they were or would be if they were calmer.
Yeah. So in a highly competitive market, those are killers. Those can really put a company at a strategic disadvantage.
Yeah, right? Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay. Now, fortunately, we're seeing more and more companies that are finally starting to add mental health to their overall corporate wellness programs. Are you seeing this kind of meditation and mindfulness being accepted? And what are the benefits when they do?
Absolutely. It's funny because I've been meditating for over 40 years. My mom taught me way back when I was 18. And meditation wasn't even a thing back then. I mean, obviously it was because I was being taught, but nobody knew about it to the level that it is now. Mindfulness and meditation are pretty widespread. Everybody knows about it. There are many kind of vague ideas about what it is, but it's pretty much hitting all aspects of society now, which is a good thing, obviously. So it's easier to talk about. And many companies are understanding that, much like, or unlike much like I just talked about, they are seeing that stress in the workplace is creating a huge, huge challenge. So they are adopting meditation practices and policies like mine, like other people's.
All right, very good. Now, in the old days, time when I started podcasting, we used to ask people where they were based because you could only do business with people who were close. Today, in a post-COVID world, that's not true. You're out Boston way, but do you work with companies everywhere?
Yep, exactly. Because of Zoom, just like everybody, because of Zoom, because of other technologies that allow that. Yeah,
Okay.
most definitely.
All right. If a company wants to find out more, what's the best thing for them to do?
The best place to go is zencommuter.com. That's the podcast that I host, but it's also my brand as well. So they can sign up there and get in contact with me so we can kind of get a dialogue started and help them become calmer, more focused, and just better employees all around.
I love it. It's a great strategic focus for you. It's a good target for your strategy, something you should look into. Tom, I want to thank you so much for being with us on the show today.
Rick, it has been my absolute pleasure, and I look forward to seeing you again real soon.
We will do it again. Take care.
Awesome.